And then if I can translate, see, it's like one person is watching right now, and
okay.
the more is coming on.
Huh. So you can tell by your phone?
No, it's like right here. It's a one. So there's a head
now
right
it's
here.
two. Okay.
Yeah, and two is the two
Us.
thumb up. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Because usually it takes like about 5-10 minutes, so more and more people get on. But like whatever we talk right now, they still able to watch it. Like
Okay.
when they rewatch it, and we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your soup?
My soup was good.
Mine too.
It was full. Yes. Okay. Hello quý vị thấy không ạ? Okay, 10 people get on right now. Yes. Okay.
Oh, you're getting better and better.
Yeah. See? My soup was good. Hello quý vị, hiện tại là Rachel đang ngồi kế đây là bà Pam. Her name is Pam. What's your last name again? Olsen.
Yeah.
It's Pam Olsen. What's your profession?
I have a daycare.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Girl Scout troop.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm now retired, so I don't have the daycare anymore.
That's
I just retired.
So you get a lot of free time. Don't you?
No, I'm busier now than I ever was before.
Oh, because you do more things.
Yeah. Well, I always did a lot of things, but it just seems that there's more and more and more and more. Like I take a lot of classes online from around the world, and it's really kind of cool. Take cooking classes and.
Oh, you take cooking class. Okay.
Yeah, and I online, and then I take religious classes, and then I take history classes and art classes. And it's all online. So I have when I'm home, I have 2 or 3 of those a day. So it's kind of fun.
Got it. Yeah.
I like it.
So
And travel.
And travel. Oh, that's so nice. Chào quý vị, này là bà Pam, like her husband là chồng của bà đó, là từng đi lính nhưng mà ổng không có đi lính Việt Nam, nhưng mà ổng là người scientist, ổng là người nghiên cứu, right? He is a scientist, your husband.
Soil scientist.
Yeah, soil scientist, giống như là he study về đất nữa. Yeah, and then bà này thì hồi xưa là có daycare làm như giữ trẻ, and then có Girl Scout là quý vị giống như biết là hướng đạo á, thì bà làm trong cái nhóm hướng đạo, bà lo trong cái nhóm hướng đạo. Rồi bây giờ thì về hưu rồi, cho nên cái Rachel hỏi bà là bây giờ bà get more free time than before. Bà nói no, I'm more busy, là đông hơn, bận rộn hơn bình thường. Tại vì bà phải học cooking, nấu ăn, học art, học vẽ. You drawing or you painting?
It's mostly they take you into museums, and so you see the art. You're not painting or anything.
Okay. So you just study about the art in general.
Yes.
So you understand about the art and so on.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So I do a lot of that. It's fun, and this is my 48th year in Girl Scouts.
Okay.
I was 8 years as a kid, and then the rest since my oldest daughter became a scout, and then I just continued on.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware this, like in Vietnam, it was way before 1975, they have Girl Scout, Boy Scout.
Do you call them scouts or you call them guides?
Scouts.
Scouts, okay.
Yes.
A lot of other countries call them girl guides.
It's like Girl Scout and Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then after the fall of Saigon, and then no more Girl Scout or Boy Scout. They not allow like
kids to get.
Yeah, people get together. Beside religion, like church, and then they allow church. But then of course, like they have people come in and then they kind of watch what you do or what the priest preach about. Like if they say anything related to government, and they're like, you're on a watch list.
Not here.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes here it depends on who you are.
Well, but in general,
yeah, you're pretty free here.
Yeah, general,
yes.
Nobody allowed you to do that anyway.
No,
yeah.
We can do whatever we want.
Right.
But I'm trying to think what else. So we travel a lot. We've been to Vietnam. That was really cool, and we were in the center of town at night, and this guy tried to take my husband's shoes.
No, hold on. Let me translate the other parts, and then we can go on this part. Bà nói giống như hồi xưa là 8 tuổi là bà đi hướng 8 years old là bà đi hướng đạo. xong rồi cái bà ở trong hướng đạo 40 mấy năm tới bây giờ luôn, rồi bà giúp hướng đạo gì vậy đó. Thì bây giờ nói ngày xưa trước khi mà cộng sản nó vô, hay là trước khi mà the fall of Sài Gòn, là trước khi Sài Gòn bị thất thủ á, thì lúc đó là có Girl Scout, có Boy Scout, đúng không quý vị? Hình như ngày xưa là chị biết có Hùng Tâm Dũng Chí là những ai trong đạo Công giáo á, là có Hùng Tâm Dũng Chí, hay là có Girl Scout, Boy Scout là đi hướng đạo. Nhưng mà Rachel nói là sau khi có cộng sản vô là không có được những cái đó nữa, là tại vì nó không có cho có những cái tổ chức mà đông người, đúng không quý vị? Thì cái đó những ai mà Việt Nam á, thì quý vị để lại bình luận nha. Rồi đồng thời nữa là Rachel nói là ngoại trừ là đạo, như thí dụ đạo ví dụ như là temple là đi chùa, hay là church là nhà thờ thì được, nhưng mà cũng có chính quyền nhà nước vào đó coi thôi à. Bạn nói yeah, not here like that. Okay, so tell me more about your journey. So you say you went to Vietnam.
We went to Vietnam.
What year?
2019.
Okay, 2019.
Yes, and we just had a lot of fun. It seemed to attract children. And so we were on this boat ride, and all of a sudden this little Vietnamese girl jumps over the back of the seat and into my lap and sat there for the entire. It was so cute.
But where did you stay in Vietnam?
We stayed
Saigon or in the north side?
We were in Hanoi.
You was in Hanoi. Okay, yeah. Bà nói là năm 2019 á, thì bà có đi về Việt Nam. Bà có đi về Việt Nam thì bà cho hỏi bà là bà ở miền Nam, ở trong Nam hay ngoài Bắc, thì bà nói ngoài Bắc. So it's just like a leisure trip or is it?
He was on business and I tagged along.
So you just go for have fun. But
we've hosted like 450 international students. And so I want to see sometimes their country. So I went along with him.
Yeah.
And it was fun. We made a lot of friends there. Both Vietnamese and Swedes and Switzerland and Japan. They were all on the trip.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun. And what else did we do? Oh, we met a bunch of school kids, and they wanted to interview us. It was very funny. And so they did the interview, and I asked them, are they 7th graders? And one of the boys said, how do you know what grade we're in? And I said, all 7th grade boys act the same.
The same.
Yeah. and they just started to laugh like, whoa. But and the food was great. We caught up with some of our friends who are Vietnamese.
Okay.
They came over to where we were. And one of them, who was our student, I met his wife and his 2 children that he had since he was in America. And that was kind of fun. And, yeah, and I made a lot of friends, including Vietnamese. So.
Yeah. So bà nói là bà có nhiều bạn lắm, là bạn bà nhiều, nhưng mà trong đó là có luôn bạn Việt Nam nữa. Oh, since you say that, I have questions because like a lot of my audience is in Vietnam too. Okay. And one of the propaganda relating to the Vietnamese in the US, right?
Yeah.
They say that us who left the country, we came to America, we live here as a 3rd class citizen. What do you think of that? Like
the Vietnamese say that?
The people in Vietnam.
Vietnam say that.
Yeah. Well, not the people in Vietnam and technical, but like so they have a group of people that they got paid to spread out the propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but they have over 10,000 people doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, they say, well, why you go with the American or America, because America's so bad. You guys there just because you lost to the war, and then now you over there. People treat you like shit, basically.
Not any place that I have lived, the Asians have not been treated poorly.
Right.
And myself, being a minority, I think there's more that I have had done to me than any Asian I know.
Oh, how is that you minority?
I'm Jewish.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of hatred around the world, and it's really picking up here in the United States. Like my sister had on her door a swastika painted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
that was a long time ago then. Must be a long time.
That was a long time ago, but now they're doing it where we live in Illinois. They're doing it on religious buildings. They're still doing it today.
Oh, they don't like Jewish?
Mm.
Okay. I did not know that. Because I think the Jewish people, one of the smartest people.
We think the Asians are the smartest.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Okay, no, hold on. Let me translate it to them. Okay, quý vị, bây giờ có nói bạn á là giống như ở bên Việt Nam á, là cái chế độ á, là họ nuôi dưỡng một cái số người để mà đi giống như là tuyên truyền á quý vị, là nói rằng tụi mày á hả, đi qua bên Mỹ tại mày đánh thua, mày chạy qua bên đó, mà người Việt ở cộng đồng hải ngoại sống như công dân hạng 3 đúng không? Giống như là tụi mày bị kỳ thị thế này kia. Bạn nói là không, bạn nói nếu mà kỳ thị là tao mới là người bị kỳ thị nè, nếu mà có, tại vì bả là người Jewish, có nghĩa là bả là người Do Thái. Okay, so you are Jewish descendant, but you born here or you born in
I'm born here.
Okay.
My parents were born here.
Okay, so Jewish, it's just your religion.
It's a religious, yeah.
Okay.
They, the same thing happened, you know, with Hitler. They hated the Jewish population. It's just garbage.
Yeah, so back then, yes.
Yeah, we've hosted so many people from so many countries, and we all have the same kind of story. You know, they came from countries, especially communist countries, where they're not treated very well, and they come here, and sometimes when we're talking, they have flashbacks of things that happened. Yeah, so we have to be, Americans have to be very open and listen, and sometimes we have to hold them, our students, because they're just sobbing and sobbing.
Oh wow, yeah.
So sad.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Bà kể giống như là quý vị biết là giống như mấy em mà du học sinh á. Sure. Yeah, bà giống như là quý vị biết là mấy em du học sinh á thường đi qua nước Mỹ nè, hay là đi qua nước Pháp, đi qua nước nào đó, bây giờ thì đang nói về nước Mỹ cho ha. Là những người em học sinh đi qua Mỹ đó thì phải ở với những cái gia đình gọi là host, là cái gia đình đó là nuôi dưỡng mình trong cái thời gian mà mình đi học, thì được là gọi là host. Thì có những ở trường nó trả tiền cho mình, giống như là cái tiền học phí của mình đó, mình trả cho trường, thì một phần đó người ta cũng trả cho cái gia đình này đó. Thì bà có làm như vậy, bà nói là bà host trên, you say you host more than 400, right?
450.
Bà nói
76 countries.
Wow, bà nói bà có host học sinh từ ở nước ngoài vô là 450 em như vậy rồi. Từ đó tới bây giờ thì bà hết rồi, nhưng mà bà làm 450 em, 75 quốc gia. Okay, so can you say 75 countries? 76. Mình chưa nói bà 75 không, giờ bà nói 76 countries. Okay, so how many Vietnamese students have you host?
One.
Oh, only one.
That's all that was here.
Oh, okay.
So they can't be Vietnamese that live in the country. They have to be
the people from Vietnam. And they come here as international students.
Yes, this program was from the State Department.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to choose your student, but my husband, because he's so involved with the Vietnamese about the war and stuff, he said, if there's a Vietnamese, can you get one? And there was one.
Oh.
And so that's the one we visit when we go back to Vietnam. Yes. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. The government doesn't let them out. Yes.
Trong 76 quốc gia đó, 450 học sinh bà đã từng nuôi dưỡng. Thì trong đó có 76 quốc gia, thì Rachel hỏi là trong đó có người nào Việt Nam không? Thì bà nói trong 76 quốc gia đó chỉ có 450 em đó, thì chỉ có một đứa thôi là học sinh Việt Nam. Để cho quý vị thấy là bên Việt Nam cũng không có đi qua bên Mỹ để du học nhiều lắm. Hay là nếu mà du học thì chắc có thể là đi Canada, đi qua bên California. Do you think that, like, let's say the Vietnamese international student, maybe when they come over, they come to a bigger city? Do you think so?
No, so this group, this specific, maybe, I don't know, this specific group of people were English teachers in their own countries. So we had a lot of students, but one Vietnamese.
Right, only one out of 467.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this group that he came with, they take one from every country.
Right.
And they're all teachers of the English language in their own country. So they had to apply, they had to write. We had, the government, our government, had to approve.
Oh, because it's go through the
And then
state
your,
program.
right, and your state department, or whatever you call it over there,
Right.
had to approve them as well. Yes, so that's how we got one.
I see. Okay, so it's more like a state program. It's not like a private school program.
No.
Okay, got it. Because in Vietnam, there's a lot of international students from Vietnam come over,
Yes,
but then they go like private school, and some of them they do fake paperwork. Yeah. Okay, but with you host like a real student. Và nó là giống như của bả đó là bả host những cái chương trình mà của Mỹ nó tài trợ cho qua đây đi học á, thì những người này là những người thầy cô giáo biết tiếng Anh, dạy tiếng Anh bên nước của họ rồi, và sau đó thì họ nộp đơn để họ vào những cái chương trình này, chứ không phải là giống như bên Việt Nam á. Quý vị thấy là cũng có học sinh du học sinh qua Mỹ, nhưng mà du học sinh thì thường là đi học trường tư và trả tiền rất là nhiều. Nhưng mà của bả thì chương trình đặc biệt hơn là chính phủ Mỹ nó trả tiền cho qua đây đi học, nhưng mà người đó phải thiệt, phải giỏi. Oh, interesting.
And since we had the last of the students, because we did that for 3 years, the State Department, I don't know if it was your State Department or our State Department, the program is no longer existing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened.
Okay. So that program is no longer existing for the Vietnam.
For anybody.
For all the countries.
It's gone, the program.
The whole program is no longer together.
Yes.
I see.
So now we
maybe it's too costly for the government.
I don't know, because so for instance, we get them, and we have them for 6 weeks, and then they move all across the United States, and they end up in Washington, D.C., and they get a tour of, like, they get to talk with our government officials, and so it's a big program. And so, but they we don't know why, but they did.
But what is the benefit for U.S. government?
I don't know.
That's why they ended, because if they don't have much of benefit, they don't run it.
It was basically, I think, we wanted the students from around the world to learn about how we are, because so many people
to operate it.
So many people have the wrong picture of what an American is and how we live, and they think we're all rich, and they think we're all
or maybe something you
stuck
so
up
mean,
and snobby,
whatever.
So we want to show them, that we're not that, which we're not, and then because they're English teachers in their country, we want to see how they're teaching and what they need to know to help them do better. So that was the program.
Okay, interesting. Và bạn nói là cái chương trình này của Mỹ, của chính phủ Mỹ tài trợ, nhưng mà hồi đó thôi, còn bây giờ là chương trình này hết rồi. Thì bây giờ hỏi là cái chương trình này giống như Mỹ nó có lợi làm sao để mà họ làm. Thì bà nói là mới đầu bà nói bà không biết, thì nếu mà bà không biết thì có nghĩa là không có lợi nhiều. Nếu không có lợi nhiều thì Mỹ nó bỏ, nó ngu gì nó làm. Thì bà giải thích thêm là giống như Mỹ nó muốn cho người ở nước ngoài, giống như nước khác vào trong Mỹ, rồi được đi học, được nghe, được biết được Mỹ, xong rồi được đi những cái tiểu bang khác, xong rồi sau đó được lên Washington để mà thăm. Tại vì bà nói rằng giống như trên thế giới này, giống như người ta nhiều khi người ta chưa bao giờ đến Mỹ, người ta nói là Mỹ nó ác lắm, Mỹ nó xấu lắm, nước Mỹ nó dạo trên mấy người sống stuck up, có nghĩa là chảnh giống vậy đó. Thì Mỹ muốn cho người ta biết là các bạn cứ tới đây đi, các bạn xem chúng tôi sống như thế nào, thì lúc đó các bạn hiểu được. Interesting.
I like the thumbs up.
A thumbs up.
There's like 5 of them here.
Right here. Lãnh Nguyễn, bà thấy Lãnh Nguyễn cho ngón tay lên á, cái bà nói tôi thích cái ngón tay lên quá. Okay. Lily say hello everyone. Okay. Ủa quý vị đang sống ở nước nào vậy? Quý vị cho số nếu mà sống ở Việt Nam, miền Nam Việt Nam cho số 1, miền Bắc Việt Nam cho số 2, miền Trung cho số 3 nha. I told them where do you live. If you live in South Vietnam, number 1. And if you live in the North Vietnam, number 2. So more number 1, you come up, you see it? Number one is South Vietnam. So give me number 2 cho số 2 nếu mà quý vị ở miền Bắc.
There's a 3.
Okay, number 3 is Central, which means Huế ở Đà Nẵng.
Okay.
Is Central. And then nếu ở Mỹ số 9. Ở Mỹ cho số 9, I say if you're from USA or America, give me number 9. It's just kind of like surveying. Just
It's
see,
cute.
yeah, just see where they're from.
That's a
I say Saigon.
Yeah.
So most of them in Vietnam and in Saigon. Okay.
So one thing that was funny that we learned is like we spell Vietnam as one word, and Vietnam spells it as two separate
It's supposed
words.
to be two separate
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
trying to get that straight.
Yeah. So in Vietnam, there's no word such as together.
Huh.
There's no word.
Wow.
So one of the unique about Vietnamese is every word is one syllable. Is it one syllable?
Like boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how are you? It's never like restaurant. No. Like
It's almost like
yeah,
sign
hang.
language or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one word.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you miss half. Oh, there's a
So
couple
lot
lines.
of
Yeah.
okay, number 9. Tường Huỳnh number 9. Okay.
Where are the number
Khuyên
9s
chào.
from?
So bà hỏi là số 9 là các bạn ở nước Mỹ, các bạn ở tiểu bang nào? Các bạn ở Mỹ, các bạn ở tiểu bang nào?
Like
Here. Nhân Hồng. Oh, thank you, Nhân Hồng. Nhân Hồng say Vietnamese is monosyllabic.
one word. Yeah.
Yes, one word.
I didn't know that.
Uh,
So the tones make them different? Is that how they?
well, the tone, and then also like we have
The accent.
the accent. So one is going down, one's going up, one's
Yeah, my friend was trying to teach me that.
It's like French. So like French, our language influenced by French. That's why it's syllable. Yeah.
That's funny.
Let's see. Nhân Hồng, bà hỏi á là cái tiếng Việt của mình á là giống như một chữ gì thì làm sao người ta biết cái sự khác nhau? Thì bây nói là tại vì mình có dấu hỏi, dấu trừ, dấu ngã, dấu huyền á, thì trả lời vậy có chính xác không ạ? Min Ho say the Army American with Army Vietnam south of Saigon. Okay.
New York. I'm from New York.
Where you? Oh, Tường Huỳnh.
Originally from New York City, Manhattan.
Okay. Nhân Hồng say yes. Oh, I explained it to him. The one who tried to help me out with Vietnamese is monosyllabic.
Yeah.
And I say, well, I explained it to her how our language is different. It's from the accent. Yeah, and he said that's correct.
So is that a very common last name, Huang? Because we have a friend. It seems we have a few.
Which one? Hong?
D-O. D-U-O-N-G.
D.
Is that a common name?
D. Which one? I said, don't see it. D. Oh, Yung. Oh.
Yeah.
It's not, well,
I know quite a few of them.
it is not as common as Nguyen. Nguyen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you pronounce that.
See, because our Vietnamese last name, probably we have the most is like 10.
Wow.
See, like American, right? Like a
Thousands.
Yeah. So with Vietnamese last name, everybody pretty much the same. It's like Nguyen Dynasty, Lê Dynasty, or Dinh Dynasty. So it's just basically probably we have like about 10 or the most be 20 last names that I know. Yeah. So
Wow.
everybody pretty much the same last name. Yeah. Different tone makes different meaning. Okay. Rồi, ok, quý vị và các bạn á, ở trong nước á, quý vị và các bạn muốn kể cho bà này gì không? Hay là quý vị muốn đặt câu hỏi gì cho bà không? So I asked them like, since you on the show right now, or on the talk show,
Yeah.
and if they want to share with you something about Vietnam, and I can translate with you.
You know, it was very interesting. We went downtown at night, and in the middle of the park, first there was ballroom dancing. And then there were monkeys doing tricks. And then there were a bunch of school kids from some school, and they were doing dances. And it was just really cool. We were there about 2 hours.
Where in Vietnam? Oh, okay.
In I keep on saying Saigon, in
Hanoi.
Hanoi. Thank you.
Hanoi. Okay.
Yes.
So tell me something you like about Hanoi and something you do not like about Hanoi.
Okay, the experience I had there was nothing I can say that was bad about Hanoi. Everybody, we were treated well. We were with our friends.
The traffic?
Oh,
The weather.
The weather was perfect, but we were
It's too hot.
But it was just funny. All those motorcycles.
Oh yeah,
We just,
a lot motorcycle.
oh my gosh, trying to cross the street or something. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And if the road sign says go straight ahead, we'll go to the left and right. They don't care.
They don't care, bà này bà từng đi về Việt Nam chơi á, bà về năm 2019. Tại vì Rachel có kể với quý vị á, là chồng của bà đó là làm về khoa học, scientist, ổng học về đất, ổng nghiên cứu về đất. Thì nhiều khi chính phủ Mỹ á, đưa về Việt Nam để thí nghiệm, hay là làm việc với trường học đưa về cho nó thí nghiệm. Nếu mà quý vị vô internet đó, quý vị tìm những cái bài viết của ông chồng bả đó, thì một năm như vậy ông đưa ra chừng khoảng 6 đến 9 cái bài viết, cái bài viết report đó hay lắm. Thì chính phủ Mỹ họ cũng dùng những cái bài viết của ổng, hoặc là những cái nơi mà họ nghiên cứu về đất đai hay về đường nước rồi đó, cũng là dựa vào cái bài. Tại vì ổng là khoa học gia nhưng mà ổng về hưu rồi, cho nên ổng làm như vậy. Cho nên á, là 2019 là bà có cơ hội bà đi chung với chồng bà, thì bà về Việt Nam bà chơi, thì bà đi ra Hà Nội đó. Thì bây giờ mới hỏi bà là nếu bà đi về Hà Nội vậy, cái kinh nghiệm của bà là bà thích cái gì và bà không thích cái gì. Thì bà nói là hình như bà thích hết tất cả đó. Tại chưa hỏi sâu nha đó. Thì bây giờ hỏi bà là thích cái gì thì bà nói thích hết, ngoại trừ là motorcycle, right? It's very traffic. And then bà nói là thấy cái đường xe mình lái giống như là kêu là ngừng lại xong rồi quẹo luôn, cũng chẳng ai care, you know. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain?
Sort of.
From my sign language.
Well, I mean, we went on a boat to Ha Long Bay.
Ha Long Bay.
That was fabulous.
It's beautiful. Ha Long Bay is beautiful.
The Kissing Stone.
Okay.
So we did that, and then we went. It was very funny. You know how the bathrooms are in Vietnam.
Bathroom? Okay.
We won't call them bathrooms. I don't even know what to call them.
It's so nasty.
With the holes in the ground, kind of thing. Yeah.
It's so sticky.
So we were on a tour bus, and it's a long ride, and the guy finally says, we're going to a happy place.
A happy place.
And we all looked at each other, what the heck is a happy place? And we asked, what is a happy place? He says, you'll see. And it was a real bathroom, American style bathroom.
Okay. Oh, so finally he know the tourist people in
like
the
bathroom,
so they looking for them.
Yeah. And in that place, it's a big building. It has kids and adults who were hurt by the different agents, orange and blue and whatever. And they were all sitting there doing artwork, and we bought some artwork because we wanted to support them. That was sad but happy at the same time because they were actually working. And and it was beautiful, the art. They somehow have yarn or thread, and they make these masterpieces that are gorgeous. So we have one hanging up in our house, a big one, and then this year Kenny bought a painted plate that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let me translate with them about the toilet thingy.
Yeah.
Bà nói cái kinh nghiệm của bà đi Việt Nam á, là một trong những cái là bà hơi bị giật mình đó, là cái chỗ đi cầu á, quý vị, nó giống như cái lỗ á, thì quý vị thấy rồi là bên Việt Nam mình cái cầu, ví dụ mà nhà nào sang hơn á, thì ngồi cái bồn cầu giật nước chảy, đúng không? Còn bình thường đa số sẽ là ngồi cái chùm hổm mà nó có cái lỗ đấy. So, bà nói là về trong nó hơi lạ. Xong rồi cái có một cái đợt đi cái chuyến đi á, thì ông Sabus ông nói là tôi báo cho các bạn là tôi sẽ dẫn các bạn đi đến một cái nơi vui vẻ, là happy place, nơi vui vẻ. Thì mới là không hiểu là cái ông Sabus ý ông nói là gì. Cái hồi tới rồi mới thấy là cái kiểu bồn toilet, cái kiểu mà bình thường ngồi giật của Mỹ rồi đó. Thì vẫn nói là cái kinh nghiệm mà bà đi toilet ở Việt Nam thì mới ghê. So you actually did try to use the toilet with the hole?
No, I did not. We're too tall.
But
you guys can squat.
But how long you was there?
We were in a hotel.
Okay.
So we didn't have the little holes.
But beside the hotel, you
when
must
we went
be
on the
outside.
tours, I have a very strong bladder.
So yeah,
I looked at that thing and I said, "It's not happening, baby."
Okay, để cho hỏi bà là thật ra là bà có bao giờ ngồi chùm hổm bà xài cái lỗ đó? Bà nói no, bà chưa bao giờ. Bà thấy rồi nhưng bà chưa có xài. Tại bà về bên đó bà ở hotel không à, quý vị biết không? giờ nó ở hotel. That's why you don't see the other side of Hanoi, because like us, we American.
Yeah,
But when we go there, we stay at hotel, like a good American hotel.
that's what we did.
Yeah. So and of course, like we pay by dollars, right? But most of like the lifestyle people over there, they use by the home.
I know, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for them.
Yes, yeah.
But I guess they don't have plumbing, so what are they gonna do?
I know.
Yeah,
But one of the thing I feel sad about Vietnam is Vietnamese people are smart, right?
Yes,
And the country have
except maybe the interviewer. No.
Yeah. And then the country have beautiful, like, you know, mountain and
Yeah.
great place for tourists, right? We have good history, but like the country economy is not growing much. Like if you compare it with South Korea, if you compare with Japan.
Well, I know, because when I went to
Vietnam,
exchange the money, there was so much money. I'm going, what do we, you know, I thought, what's $500? It's not going to get me very
A
far.
lot.
And then there was a pile of money this big.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
gosh, that was crazy.
Yeah. Thì Rachel có chia sẻ với bà là giống như cái điều mà mình cảm thấy tiếc cho Việt Nam á, là cái người Việt Nam của mình rất là thông minh. Cái địa lý á, thì nó rất là đẹp, cái cảnh quan của mình rất là đẹp, mình có thể là thu hút khách du lịch về đó nhiều lắm. Nhưng mà mình tiếc là tại sao mình so sánh nước của Việt Nam á, so với Nam Hàn thì mình không có bằng. Mình so nước Việt Nam của mình với Nhật nó không có bằng. Do you know the reason why Vietnam is economic wise cannot compare to South Korea or Japan?
No.
You really don't know?
I'm presuming it's the government takes all the money. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Well, do you know what is the GDP of Vietnam in general?
I really have no idea.
Yeah. So, like in Vietnam, a GDP per person, like the average salary,
Oh, okay.
is $3,700 a year.
That sounds like when we were in college.
Yeah, that's a lifestyle in Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah, and in South Korea, do you know how much? Have you been to South Korea?
Never to Korea. I mean, we flew through it, but we didn't.
Mhm. But you know much about South Korea?
No, I mean, we know it's well off.
Mm-hmm.
We get, when we have students,
Mm-hmm.
and we see Chinese students, Korean students, Japanese students, those three, we can say Vietnamese. We can tell where they're from by how they're dressed.
Mm-hmm.
The Korean are always in style.
They're in their fashion, yes.
Yes, they're fashionistas.
Yes.
The Japanese are close to that.
Uh-huh.
And the Chinese, they dress very badly. Not poor, but they'll wear stripes. They wear stripes with plaids, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we can sort of tell most of the time that way. It's just kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, bà cứ chia sẻ là giống như khi mà nhìn người châu Á đó, mình nhìn vô, ví dụ như những người châu Á mà đứng đó, nhìn vô sẽ biết được là người nào, là nước nào, là do cái cách mà ăn mặc. Thì bà nói á, người Hàn Quốc thì rất là fashion, rất là thời trang, mặc đồ rất là đẹp, modern. Người Nhật á, thì nó không có fashion bằng người Hàn Quốc, nhưng mà cũng ok. Nhưng mà gặp người Trung Quốc á, thì nó mặc đồ rất là xấu, nó bận đồ như lẹ phẹ nó ấy. Quý vị thấy không, là mình nhìn vô là mình sẽ đánh giá được là cái nước Đại Hàn người ta rất là phát triển, người ta giàu, người ta mặc đồ nó sang trọng quý phái, người ta fashion. Còn Nhật á, thì nó cũng có cái fashion của Nhật mà nó không có bằng Hàn Quốc. Nhưng mà còn Trung Quốc thì có lè phè, tại cuộc sống ở Trung Quốc nó khổ. Have you ever been to China?
no,
No. You haven't traveled to Asia much, huh?
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we've been to Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Yeah. Okay. Oh, did you know that in Vietnam, like children, when they go to school, they have to pay?
No. I just thought I thought every place but here was free school.
Yeah.
And in the lower, I know most of them have to pay in the higher grades, and that's why they don't go past high school because.
Mm-mm.
But I guess in Vietnam that's different.
Yeah. See, your reaction now is not as shocked like beginning, right? Like
Because
earlier.
you told me earlier.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah.
Lần đầu tiên á, hồi nãy Rachel chia sẻ với bà biết không, bên Việt Nam á, là người con nít á, nó đi học nó phải trả tiền, còn không trả tiền á, là nó không được đi học. Cái bà là really? What? So they have to pay for go to school, right? She was shocked. Bà giật mình nhá, bà không ngờ. Bà nói là ở Việt Nam vậy luôn hả? Cái bà chồng mới nói với bà vậy. So tell them, okay, I don't want to be the one that tell, but I want you to tell, right? Is that right? In America, the children from elementary school,
Right.
kindergarten basically,
Yes.
to
You have to pay for preschool.
To high school.
Unless you have so in preschool here, you,
như trường mầm non á.
if you're disabled, that's free because it's part of the public school system.
Yeah. Trường mầm non nếu mà mình thuộc về gia đình mà bị disabled á, hay là bị thương, giống như là mình bị tật nguyền á, thì mình được miễn phí tại vì nhà nước trả.
Okay, but if you go to preschool and you're okay, you just go to preschool, that's all pay. You have to pay for
Đúng
it.
rồi.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you pay more for the better schools and less for the.
Right. So, giống như 5 tuổi đổ xuống á, trước khi đi học á, giống như giữ trẻ vậy đó, hay là trường mầm non đổ xuống á, thì mình phải trả, tại vì cái đó là chưa tới tuổi đi học, mình muốn cho con mình đi học thì mình trả cho học thêm. Okay.
And then elementary through the end of high school is free unless you go to private school.
Yes, So là nếu mà mình bắt đầu vô học nhà trẻ, like kindergarten, cho tới học lớp 12 luôn, 18 tuổi, 12 ra trường, thì mình đi học hoàn toàn miễn phí hết, không trả một đồng, ngoại trừ nếu cha mẹ của mình á kỹ hơn, muốn con mình đi học trường tư, có nghĩa là giống như đi học trường đạo, đi học trường công giáo, đi học trường Tin Lành, ví dụ vậy, đi học trường tư, trường đạo thì mình phải trả tiền thêm.
So nowadays it's different because the school system is so bad.
Okay.
American school system is so bad. More and more people are either homeschooling or private schooling. And whether you're in kindergarten or high school, it can cost you $10,000 or more to private school to your child a year. Homeschooling, of course, it's nothing except buying the materials.
Okay. So, quý vị thấy tự do ngôn luận không nào đó? Bà ngồi bà nói là nhưng mà bây giờ cái hệ thống trường học bây giờ, này Rachel là chỉ chia sẻ rất là thật nha đó, để quý vị coi đó, là bà nói hệ thống trường học bây giờ nó bad, nó dở, nó không có hay, cho nên là cha mẹ người ta chọn ở nhà để người ta tự dạy cho con mình, thì đó cha mẹ thường là tốn khoảng là 10.000 một năm để mà dạy cho con của mình ở nhà. Nhưng mà thật ra Rachel không có thấy cái điều đó nha. So what made you say the school system is bad? Because I don't think the school system is bad. So I think it depends on the area that
It
people
depends
live
on the
in.
area mostly, but a lot of the schools now are, I didn't want to say this, are getting sort of political. They're teaching 5-year-olds about sex education. So I would, if my kids were here now,
Sure.
I'd have to I'd sell my house to get them into private school.
Or find the school area that you like, or good school district.
Well, for instance, I'll give you an example. My high school in White Plains, New York, was #1 in the country. There was none better.
Oh, okay.
Now it's down in the sewer.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
So.
Giống như cái bà nói là, tại vì cho hỏi bạn là tại sao bà nghĩ trường học nó không có tốt bây giờ, thì bà nói á, là tại vì bây giờ ở trong trường á, nhiều khi nó chính trị hóa, giống như là trong trường á, cái dạy về tình dục sớm, ví dụ vậy, thì bà không có thích. Thì bà nói là những cái đó thì bây giờ nhiều khi là bà thích cho con bà học trường tư để không có học những cái đó. Đó, quý vị thấy không, giống như là ở nước nào cũng vậy hết á, là nó có những cái tốt, có những cái người ta không vừa lòng, đúng không? Nhưng mà được một cái là mình không vừa lòng, mình được quyền nói, chứ không phải là được không vừa lòng nói cái là bị chửi phản động. You know, like in Vietnam, right? So let's say, like here, we don't like our school system. We can discuss about it, right? We can talk about it. Like, I don't think right now school system is not good because A, B, C, D, whatever the reason. In Vietnam, so let's say, you like, oh my God, you know, why we have so much crime here? Oh my God, why our school system, they don't give free school for the kids and so on. Like, you voice concern about like that. And they will call you like retroactive. I don't know what, like, it's more like your mind is something wrong. You have to like say good thing about.
No, so.
That's in Vietnam.
Yes,
that
I understand
under
that.
the communism.
So my younger daughter, is very, very bright.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in an elementary school. We moved in an area where we knew what the school was going to be like. The city redistricted just a certain area, and she was put in the worst school in our city. They took 100 kids out of the good school, put them into the bad school, hoping that these 100 kids would stimulate. But these kids who were in the bad school, their parents were uneducated. They were lower. I don't like to say that because I know people lower class, but they were really sort of not interested in education at all. It was just whatever. And a lot of their family members were drugs and addicts, and so the school was very bad. It was very rough. And the other kids' parents would make fun of my daughter. You could hear them going to the office and yelling at the principal. We could hear it clear down the hallway about, why is everybody praising this, I don't want to use her name, praising this child, can't she do anything wrong? Or my child would come home crying, and so the education now is, it used to be, let the lower kid work up to the smarter kid. Now it's let the smarter kid work down to the dumbest kid, so they don't feel so badly. And it's nationwide. It's
like the smart kid become like a nerdy.
But they're not. They weren't. Yeah.
Right, but what I'm just saying, like the not so good kid will be like, oh yeah, you bring down to my level, and then
So that's the way the educators now are doing the classes.
Okay.
I don't know why I keep looking at you.
Okay, so there's a question of Cẩm Tú. Okay, Cẩm Tú say, tell her that if she aware of, like in Vietnam, right, the older people, so let's say the senior citizens, like if you don't have a family to take care of you,
yes,
then nobody take care of you, then you may have to go out the street to sell sell ticket.
Not here.
Yeah, but I mean, are you aware of like that being happening in Vietnam?
No, because we don't have that here. You have nursing homes. You have different kinds of places that they can go. There are a lot of homeless, but it's not because they're old or they're young.
Because they're not willing to work.
Yeah.
Because they drunk, or because they do something that they're not supposed to do. Yeah.
Right. And so we're not the older people used to be, everybody would look up to them, for advice and for different things. And now I don't know why, but even here they're kind of on a different level. Businesses are now hiring back the older people because they will work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say, right, because you right now, because you in the retired age. So in order for you to retire, can you share more about like your retirement, just in general, like
I don't know what you want me to say.
So of course, like when you're younger, you was working, so you're saving, so you have some
Oh,
of
so
your
yeah,
personal
okay.
saving, right? But besides that, what is the government help you with your retirement? So
I got it.
they want to learn about that.
Okay, so you put money into retirement at the beginning, and then you get that money back monthly.
Yeah, so that's your saving. So besides the
No,
saving,
it's not our
that you have.
savings, it's what we put into the government money. So it'd be your Social Security.
Social Security, an sinh xã
That's
hội,
one.
tiền an sinh xã hội.
Yeah, and the like my husband, he gets a pension.
Pension, because he worked for government.
The university is half government
Got
and
it.
half public.
Okay.
So yes, he gets
Pension.
money. I think he gets 80% of what he used to make, something like that. And of course I get to share that, and that he gets free medical that he paid for, but he has to pay my medical. If he dies, I get half of what he's getting now, so I get a much lower number. But I have Social Security. Kenny never worked for where he collected Social Security.
Got it. Ok, là giống như cái tiền về hưu của bà, giống như Rachel hỏi bà là bây giờ bà ở tuổi về hưu thì bà làm gì, bà có tiền, bà giống như bà chia sẻ thêm về cái hưu trí của bà đó. Thì bà nói là cái thứ nhất là mình đi làm mình trả thuế, lúc mình trẻ mình đóng thuế rồi, thì bây giờ già về hưu á, thì an sinh xã hội nó trả tiền già ra mỗi tháng để nó nuôi cho chồng với nó nuôi cho bả là hai vợ chồng. Xong rồi một cái tiền lương khác nữa là ngày xưa ổng đi làm, tại vì ổng là tiến sĩ rồi khoa học, cho nên là ổng làm về nghiên cứu, ổng đi làm cho trường học. Thì khi mà về hưu đó thì trường học trả cho ổng là 80% tiền lương của ổng ngày xưa. Thì là có hai cái đó rồi. Còn khám bệnh thì là miễn phí, của ổng thì miễn phí, còn của bả là trả thêm một tí gì đó. Thì tóm lại là ở Mỹ là như vậy, có nghĩa là ở xã hội, an sinh xã hội ở Mỹ là Mỹ được chính phủ Mỹ trả cái tiền đó, mình đi làm đóng thuế vô, già về hưu được hưởng lại, rồi tiền mình đi làm lương từ công ty nó trả, rồi xong rồi là an sinh xã hội sức khỏe. Ok, think about what happened, like if you live in Vietnam, right? This example,
Okay.
yeah, you're under the communist, you in Vietnam, and then you don't have that social security payment.
Right.
You only get whatever you pay into your work, and you.
So the pension kind of thing.
But then in Vietnam, most of company don't have pensions.
Okay.
So whatever saving you have is you have. But if you no longer work and you use up your saving, or your children have to take care of you. You see,
Yeah.
it's become a big burden on the children.
So in America, when I was little, my grandparents lived with us. My parents were the children, and they took care of their families. So that was the same thing, and it was very respectful, like in an Asian family. You know, the older people are very respected, and they okay. And in our culture today, you have nursing homes, so the parents are put there, and you can either be a part of their life or not. I mean, a lot of times they just live in this place and they die in this place. I have 3 fantastic kids, and they will never, no matter what happens, let us go into a nursing home, or they'll always make sure we have food. They will always make sure we have health care. I mean, I have 3 great daughters. That's all I can say.
That's great. Yeah. Well, the nursing home, I know, like, well, of course, there's some bad kids. They don't care. They put their parent in nursing home. But some of the parents, they want to stay in the nursing home.
Those are more residential centers. They're different. There's different levels.
Right.
Like we have a big one where I live. And the first part is you can have your own apartment or your own house. No care or anything from the staff. They just leave you alone, except because you're older, they will check in with you every day and make sure you're still alive. Okay, but that's all.
Yeah.
Then the next level would be you need some care. Maybe you know, as you get older, you don't remember everything, so they want to make sure you took your medicine or whatever you're taking, and they'll take care of that for you. The next part is where you go when you really can't take care of yourself. And the last part is like Alzheimer's or something like that.
I see. Oh, Tây Đô. So one of the person, probably he live in America.
Okay.
And he say one of the things he want to correct you a little bit is when you say the people who go before kindergarten, like preschool age, that they have to pay. But he say, well, there's some family that they less fortunate, that they under welfare, then they don't have to pay because the government.
Remember I said there's a group of kids who have some kind of problem, and they get free with disability or poorness. They go in. Yeah. They can. It has a name. Let me think of it for a minute.
It's more like a child care.
But it's not called that. It's got a name. What they want is to prepare the preschooler to be ready for school, because they don't. You know, in a educated home, you're always, oh honey, color this pink, and your numbers are 1 through 10. Let's count together the alphabet. Yes, And these kinds, the welfare kids, they don't get that. They're left alone a lot. They're stuck in front of a TV. So yes, they go. It's got a name.
Sesame Street or something.
Yeah, they probably don't watch Sesame Street. They probably watch Murders. But don't say that.
What did they hear you?
I know, but yeah. But they go. It's got a name. It's a special government program for these kids, so to make sure they're at the readiness for public school. Yeah. Something Head Start.
Head Start.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was driving me crazy. Yeah, Head Start.
Yeah, baby, hãy đứng lên, đừng sợ. Okay, so this person say, they share it to the other people, like, well, when your children live in the democracy country, they able to go to school without paying the money, so that way they can get educated, and then when they grow up, then they have works, then they can get job easily, right? Compared to some of the country that let's say in Vietnam, they don't let children go to school for free. So let's say if the parent is poor, you uneducated. So like some people, like they 18 years old, they don't know how to read and write.
That's true. We still have some of those in some areas.
Extremely rare.
Yeah, right.
Personally, I don't know anybody like that. It's because they refuse to go to school, basically. But otherwise, what is the point that they don't go to school?
Well, I can think of one family immediately.
Yeah.
The parents are not educated at all. They're third generation living on food stamps. The one daughter that I know, just almost at the end of high school, got pregnant. The next little girl is probably going to join her.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
so that's the.
They do have it. I think it's just kept quiet. But we do have quite a section of these poverty kids who.
Well, we have those poverty kids, right? But like with the government policy, like everybody can go to school. I mean, let's say
they can go. There's nothing to stop them.
It's just because they choose that way.
Yes.
Yeah. So bà nói là giống như là ở Mỹ cũng có những người nghèo đó, là có giống như ba mẹ chơi thuốc đồ rồi con không cho đi học thì cũng có. Nhưng mà bây giờ nhấn mạnh lại là cái đó là tại vì gia đình chọn cái điều đó, giống như cha mẹ chọn không cho con mình đi học, hay là giống như là cha mẹ không có trách nhiệm, chứ không phải là even though I know like in America, right, even though the parent is so bad, they don't bring their children to school, they will get into trouble.
So when I was younger, they used to have these things called truant officers.
Okay.
And the truant officer would come to your house and get your kid and stick you in school. You didn't have.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but now, I mean, I have a kid that I'm with, and she now goes to school only 3 times. She just skips school. So the school calls the parent, says, you know, your daughter's not here. She says yes, she won't go to school. This is a 5th grader, so she's 10. They have 5 kids. The parents are not educated at all. The parents are not working. They're living off the system.
Yeah.
I think part of our problem in the United States is we give away too much. Yeah, they don't have to work for it. I raised my kids that, you know, people would say, why do your kids not get an allowance? And I said, because they work. You know, from 6 years old, they had a paper route. That was their allowance. They made a lot of money, a lot more than if I gave them $5 a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of us had kids, you know, or if we have our own business, the kids work for the business and get paid, and so instead of mooching off the government, like the government just recently gave me a check, and I like, what was this check? It was during COVID. I don't need this check. I said I don't want the check. They said it's yours.
Yeah. See the government give out the money, give out the checks and so on, like even
food, checks, everything. And then why work? You don't need the education, you're getting the money. Some of these people have expensive cars, they have color TVs in their house. I mean, if I was poor, that's not where my money would be going.
That's right.
Yeah, so education.
Now remember, my audience is in Vietnam. So when you talk about that, it's like they a little lost. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So when with that would be like American politics, then I understand definitely. Like we pamper those kind of people too much.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not agree with that.
Okay,
either.
you can lessen it if you want, you know, but you understand it.
Yeah, but I want to compare the difference between U.S. and communist country, but not like Republican and democracy policy different. Yeah. Okay. Rồi, cảm ơn quý vị. Tại vì á, giống như bà này á là bà không có thích là cái cách ở Mỹ á, nó nuôi người nhiều quá, cho nên là bà không có thích. I just explained it to them about like how US government give out money too much, like kind of lazy people too about that. Yeah. Giống như cái bà này á là bà không có thích cái chính quyền hiện tại. Tại quý vị biết á là 3 năm về trước á, là đảng Cộng Hòa, nhưng mà 3 năm về sau này là đảng Dân Chủ. Thì cái chính quyền của cái ông hiện tại, ông già bây giờ này đó, thì bà này bà không có thích chính quyền bây giờ, cho nên khi mà quý vị nghe bà nói, bà ưa complain hay là bà ưa trách móc là bây giờ Mỹ nó không có tốt bằng hồi xưa, là tại vì là giống như cái chính quyền hiện tại đó là cho người nghèo nhiều quá, cho Mỹ đen nhiều quá, thành ra nó làm biếng không có đi làm, hay là cho những người an sinh phúc lợi nhiều quá, nó lợi dụng. Cho nên là quý vị khi mà nghe bà nói như vậy, bà cũng có cái chê mà bà có cái bực mình ở trong đó, đúng không? Là tại vì bà không có thích. Or somebody say Trump, I love Trump. Actually with the Vietnamese community, thấy chưa? Rachel nói đúng tim đen bà bác phái nè. Like,
I don't love Trump.
Oh yeah?
No,
Okay.
So with Trump, I grew up with him. We both are from New York City.
But you support Republican?
I am conservative.
You're conservative, okay.
So
you're Republican, yeah.
No, that's not necessarily the same.
So
if you have to. There is nothing that you can do if you're conservative unless you go Republican. However, if there was something else, I can't explain the difference. It is a difference. But as far as Trump goes, Trump is a horrible person. However, he did a lot for our country.
Yes,
he's fantastic with what he does. It's the way in which he does things.
Okay.
So one thing we can do here that we can't do in Vietnam. I wrote a letter to Trump one time.
Oh, you wrote a letter to Trump?
I've written several times. And the first time I told him he was being a jerk.
Okay.
Because he works for me, you know.
Okay.
Yes. The second time he did something really remarkable. And I don't remember what it was. And I wrote him a letter. And I said, you did so great. You've earned your big boy pants. Yeah. So it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Wow. So bà nói là bà thích bà không thích cái tánh của ông Trump, giống như cái personality, bà không có thích cái tánh của ông Trump, nhưng mà bà thích những cái điều mà ông làm cho nước Mỹ đi lên, ông làm việc rất là tốt, nhưng mà không có thích cái tánh của ông. Thì bà nói có một lần á là bà viết thư cho ông Trump, rồi xong rồi bà giống như chỉ trích ổng, nói là ông giống như a jerk vậy. Đây là giống như là I don't know how to translate a jerk.
Idiot, idiot, a jerk.
So basically, you criticize him being a jerk.
A jerk is like
a mean person.
No, it's not mean. It's just you do things that are like.
I know what jerk is. I just don't know how to translate it.
Let's see what we can come up with.
Yeah. So giống như là bà nói là bà viết thư cho ông Trump tại bà không có thích cái tánh của ông.
He's stupid sometimes. His behavior, his act, you know, the way he comes across, you know, it's like a mean streak or a bully or a.
Because he very upfront, he very straightforward.
He's in your face.
Yes, he very straightforward. That's Trump. Like if you make me not happy, I'm gonna say it to your face.
That's right.
Yeah. Đó,
we got it.
Quý vị thấy là tự do ngôn luận không? Tự do ngôn luận là như vậy, có nghĩa là bà không có thích cái tánh của ổng, giống như bà thích cái cách ổng vận hành đất nước, bà thích cái cách ổng làm, bà thích cái điều đó, nhưng mà bà không thích cái tánh của ổng, là giống như ổng nói thẳng quá. Thì bà viết thư lên là bà chỉ trích ổng là giống như ông jerk, ông nói chuyện giống như ông thẳng ông nữa, thì bà nói như vậy. Rồi xong rồi những cái điều sau ổng làm tốt, cái xong rồi bà viết thư lên, bà nói là you did it great, ông làm tốt lắm, ông làm tốt lắm. Bây giờ là giống như ông có cái lòng tin lại giống như vậy đó. Nhưng mà cái điều này cho quý vị, với lại nãy bà nói là yeah, I wrote him a letter because he worked for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's great. That is called democracy.
That's
right. A proven of democracy. Quý vị thấy không, giống như tự do dân chủ là như vậy. Dù là tổng thống, if you are president, I don't care. You work for the taxpayers.
That's right.
Right? So if we like you, we say we like you. But if we don't like you, then we're gonna say that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why America grow better every day compared to like other country, right? Because our country is new compared to a lot of other countries. right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we one of the great nation, right? Quý vị thấy không? You know, like in Vietnam, why now in 2023 and it's still poor, it's like undeveloped country? Because let's say the head, like prime minister, people not allowed to discuss about him.
Right.
Even though he's so corrupted, he bribed everywhere, but like you cannot talk about it.
I think
That's ridiculous.
I think what happens was some people have a big ego. And I think like in Vietnam or these other communist countries, their egos are so
high.
And when everything was the war, where the people were being sieged by Americans or whoever they were being sieged by and bombed, and then the orange and the blue came in where they were being sprayed everywhere. And Lele did it again, huh? Trump. Anyway,
Trump is good. The other person say Trump is good. Another one is say save America. With another one, God bless America.
That I'll take.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think when everything is down, when people are down, they'll believe almost anything. So this guy at the top, whether it be Vietnam or somewhere else, says, vote for me. I will make it all good. So to somebody who's down here, that sounds really good. And because so many were down here, they said, okay, and they get swallowed up into the system. Does that make any sense?
No, I'm a little lost.
I am lost.
Okay.
Um,
No, because my mind's still running about Trump thingy.
Okay. So, Germany. Okay.
We'll talk about Vietnam. The audience Vietnam. Okay, so for example, Vietnam.
What?
Yeah, talk about Vietnam. Why talk about German? We're almost done.
No problem. I'll just go up to the room.
I don't have a key.
When she come, you knock on the door. I say, honey, I'm home.
And then the password is
Don't say
Vietnam.
You don't need a password to go in your room.
Yeah, I have to go Papa Bear.
What do you mean?
I always call him Papa Bear.
Oh.
That's his name. Papa Bear.
But because you knock the door.
I say, love you, Papa Bear. Good night, Papa Bear.
That's
I always
cute.
send him at night. I always send him a little poem on email. I love my Papa Bear, and then it's a little poem.
Tại chồng mới lại hỏi thăm, chồng mới nói và cái bạn nói là ông đi lên hotel trước nha, 10 phút nữa lên. Thì bạn nói khoảng 10 phút nữa lên, cái xong rồi giống như ông nói là lúc tới thì nói gì cái mật mã, thì bà kể gì chuyện tình của bà đó là mỗi buổi tối là có cái giống như gọi mình là con gấu vậy, gấu con. Okay, I just explained to them that you call Papa Bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
Okay, so say again about the communist thing.
Oh, so I'm just going to tell you. I know they're listening, but in Germany, when everything went so badly,
Okay.
Hitler, who was a bad guy,
Yes.
okay, he promised the people a whole bunch of stuff. You follow me, and this world's going to be better. We know it's a lie.
Yes.
But the people wanted things to be better so badly that they followed
The ideology of the communists.
Right,
yes.
right. So I think in their heart and soul they knew it was wrong. You know, and like in Vietnam, the people Hitler's people threatened the Germans, and so the fear was there, and so they ended up everybody doing what Hitler wanted, and they learned to hate and I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, bà đang nói về giống như độc tài á, là trước khi mà độc tài nó được lên á. Hello.
Hi.
Just for free. So trước khi mà độc tài nó lên á, giống như nó nói người ta là bầu tôi đi theo tôi đi rồi đất nước sẽ tốt hơn, giống như Việt Cộng á, giống như cộng sản nó dụ người ta, giống như là ủng hộ cái cách mạng này đi, rồi tới lúc mà nó lên nó cầm chính quyền rồi đó là nó lấy hết những cái quyền lợi của người ta và người ta không nói được gì hết, thì rồi xong rồi bắt đầu nó dùng cái luật của độc tài và nó không có cho người ta được cái quyền chính kiến của mình, thì cái đó là cái sự độc tài. Yeah.
One of the things that there was a bridge in Vietnam that we walked across, and when you look down over the bridge, it's one that was not bombed during the war. It's one of the few that's still up. I don't know what it's called. But anyway.
The Berlin Wall. Berlin.
No, in Vietnam, not Berlin.
Oh, okay.
It's a bridge.
Okay.
And when we looked down, there were all these people, poor people, selling fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah, underneath the bridge. Yeah, and then we saw their houses, and it was like so sad. Like, how could people still, like live like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bà nói lúc mà bà ở Việt Nam, khi mà bà đi qua cái cầu, quý vị đi qua cái cầu thì bà thấy những cái người ngồi ở dưới cái góc gầm cầu á, ngồi bán đồ, như bán rau, bán cải, bán củ, bán quả rồi. Rồi xong cái bà nhìn qua bên kia thì bà thấy những cái ngôi nhà mà bà nói trời, nhìn cái cảnh nó buồn, bà thấy thê thảm. Bà nói là tại sao mà có những người sống được như vậy luôn á, có nghĩa là ở những cái ngôi nhà là không tưởng tượng được là ở được như vậy luôn, và bán như vậy. Yeah. That's communist. That's communist country. That's
Yeah.
That's why like the whole year,
Nice to meet you.
Yes,
Good
have a
night.
safe trip home.
yeah, the whole year salary together is $3,700.
It's terrible,
Nothing. And we're in Japan, they $50,000 a year.
at least.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
So all the labor they put out on their work, and they see like a dinner, right? So for us, like let's say a bowl of pho, 1 hour of your working, you can get your lunch, your dinner easy. But over there, like one dinner, maybe half of a day working. Everything's so expensive compared to what they earn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just very, very, very sad.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the wealth and food in the world, no country should be like this.
Yeah. Bạn nói trên thế giới này không có một quốc gia nào nên như vậy. I love what you say. Come on. I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
We are human, right? And we have heart and we have soul. And like when we're not happy, we're able to say that.
But I just don't know how people, like your government, how they can look at the people and say this is okay,
Yeah.
the way they're living. You know, I mean, if I was ahead of my government and I saw these people, I'd go, oh my gosh, these children. More so the
These poor
children.
children.
The children did not ask to come into this world. The children haven't done anything in this world that they deserve this kind of punishment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
They understand you. They say, "Oh, we love you for what you say." Ah, yeah. See, these are the people like watching my channel. Those people, they feel suppressed, and they feel. Most of the people in the country, they feel that. It's just that they just don't know how to liberate the country, basically. Yeah.
they have to give their life to do it.
Yeah.
It's the only way they're going to do it.
Yeah, Rachel mới dịch những gì bà nói là giống như ở bà nói bà không thể tưởng tượng luôn có một cái chính phủ, một cái government, một cái chính phủ mà những người đứng đầu mà có thể nhìn người dân của họ nghèo đến như vậy, especially children, mấy đứa con nít, nó làm cái gì nó nên tội đâu. Những cái đứa trẻ này nó rất là vô tội, nhưng mà nó sống nghèo, nó khổ như vậy, nó đi học nó không được đi học. Bà không tưởng tượng được có những cái chính phủ hay là có những cái người đứng đầu có thể nhìn người dân của mình như vậy mà không có làm gì hết.
Yeah, the children are our future. So if we don't take care of these children, feed them and nourish them, love them, and then we have more people living like this.
Yeah.
Because it's just so sad. There's no like that one.
Bà nói là giống như mấy đứa trẻ đó, ví dụ như mình phải cho nó tình yêu, mình phải cho nó học vấn, mình phải nuôi nấng nó, tại vì giới trẻ hoặc là những đứa con nít như vậy á, nó là cái tương lai của cái đất nước, mà không có lo cho nó, không có thương nó, không có cho nó học vấn như vậy thì làm sao mà nó có thể làm đất nước tốt hơn.
You know, Kenny,
Kenny,
my husband,
went.
We have a neighbor who's from
They
Cuba.
say you right 100%. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
We have a neighbor from Cuba, and she came over. I think it was called the monkey train, where the children were taken out of Cuba because it was so bad, and they came to America. Okay, so she's had this experience of very bad stuff. And when Kenny went back to Vietnam this time, and the places he was going, where he could have made me a widow, because this was very communist kind of. You heard Kenny talking, So, you know, she yelled at him. It was so funny. How could you do this to your wife? How stupid could you be to go to these places? You don't know what they're going to do to you. You don't know what they're going to, you know. She may never know where you are. This may be the, you know. So she was yelling at him because she had lived this as a communist country.
In Cuba.
Cuba.
Yeah. Bà đang nói về giống như chồng bà đợt kia có một lần ổng muốn đi qua bên Cuba, cái xong rồi cái có người quen ấy, bà này bà từng ở nước Cuba mà bà trốn thoát được nước Cuba rồi á, cái xong rồi cái bà nói ông bị khùng hả? Tại sao ông muốn đi về Cuba? Ông đi về Cuba vậy là vợ của ông có thể là không bao giờ gặp được ông nữa, đi về cái nước đó ông đâu có biết chuyện gì xảy ra đâu. Thì cái bà mà đến từ Cuba la. We love American that support democracy. Vietnam is very poor country, cannot compare with any other country. Yeah. See that's why sometimes I see like people who born in US, they not appreciate what they have, and they're not thriving to be better, right? And then all they want to do is live up the system, and they complain. I feel I'm like, please, you know, go to Vietnam or go to the communist country, then you appreciate America more.
Yeah, you know, through the international students that I've had, I've seen so much pain and hurt. We had one from one of the Islamic countries, and the guy was a student, and he brought his wife, and he beat his wife. Now she was under my care. She was my student, and so my organization took her to the hospital. She was black and blue and a mess, and she went back home, and she got beat again, and we tried to get her asylum in the country, and they wouldn't give it to her. So what had ended up is she was going home, and she said that when she went home, the family would kill her for making the husband look bad. So Islamic countries, a lot of them, not all of them, and not everybody, but it's the same kind of thing. It's this testosterone.
Islam. Yeah. Bill Vine, one of the audience, he say Vietnamese children must sold lottery tickets every day to live. Do you know what I mean by that?
Probably prostitution.
No, lottery ticket. So like here, right? Tại vì bạn nghe bà không hiểu luôn á quý vị, là giống như con nít nên nó phải bán vé số trên đường, bà không hiểu tại bên Mỹ này nó không có cái vụ đó.
You got me scared there for a minute that it was going to be prostitution.
No. So it's basically, so here, right, when you want to buy lottery ticket, where do you go? Gas station or store.
Yeah.
So in Vietnam, like people go sell lottery ticket. Let's say you eat on the street, right? They be like, you want to buy lottery ticket? Here it is. So they go sell lottery ticket. That's like the easiest thing that for children can do. That you just go to the main broker, you buy a bunch of lottery ticket, you resell it, and then you make a little profit on it, right? So in Vietnam, children, even though they're so young, they still have to go out and they have to sell the lottery ticket to earn money for a living.
So sad.
Yeah. So in here, that's what when you hear, you don't understand because there's no such thing like that, right? Yeah. Giống như là có một vị khán giả anh Bill Vai nói là bên Việt Nam là phải bán vé số luôn, bà không tin là có cái chuyện đó luôn á, tại bên Mỹ không có. In here we call child labor and the parent in trouble.
Well, it depends. So
if your children 5 years old, 7 years old,
it depends. So, for instance, my father had a toy and sporting goods store.
Okay.
From the time we were upright, you worked the store. If your family owns a restaurant, you might be little, but you could sweep. It's just it brings the family closer. You're part of the.
You do that to help out. It's not like you must do it for the living.
No.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that's different. That's what I said. It's different. So, child labor laws are the ones where the children are in factories that are dark and they have to work in the dark, and it's horrible what they used to be.
Well,
but that's how unions got started.
Yeah.
But then unions got really bad.
They get involved too much.
Yes.
Yeah. They politics it.
Yeah. Politics.
So, children. So let's say I'm the mother, and then let's say if I have a nail salon, my children, I make they work 8 hours a day, no go to school.
Oh,
That's called labor.
that's called labor.
Child labor, that's child
Yeah.
abuse, child labor. Giống như bây giờ nói với bà là giống bà nói ví dụ con hồi đó bà có cái tiệm bán hàng á, cái xong rồi bà ra bà phụ này kia nọ, thì cái đó nó giống như nó thân gia đình hơn. Nói không, nói cái ở đây á, nếu như mà mình có con, mình bắt con mình đi làm ngày 8 tiếng hay là ngày đi làm 5-7 tiếng để mà kiếm tiền sống, thì cái đó là bên Mỹ này phạm luật, không có được. Tại trẻ con là phải đi học, bắt buộc trẻ con phải đi học để nó có cái tương lai. In America, like children from 6 to 18 years old, they must go to school, right? Basically.
Yes.
Yeah, they must go to school. Yeah.
Yes.
If you have money, you send them to private school if you want.
Yes.
But if not, the school system is there for everyone.
That's correct.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you don't let your children go to school, you're abusing them. And you use
I think that would
you
come under
neglect.
Yeah, that's very
neglect.
tricky words
Right,
sometimes.
neglect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question, hỏi bà qua Việt Nam có thấy con nít nó đi lượm ve chai không? The question is, when you go to Vietnam, do you see that the children out the street to pick up the recycle item to go
Never
sell
saw
them?
that. Never saw
Okay.
it.
Well, because you only go to the tourist area.
Well, that's all they allowed us to go to.
Yeah.
You know, because we're there with a visa. They don't say you can go anywhere you want to.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And plus that you have to go where the bus take you on the tour. Basically.
Well, we had a car. We had a personal car.
Yeah.
But we were still in a smaller area. The one thing that was weird that my husband and I did not understand. So most countries that we go to, there's some English-speaking people.
Mm-hmm.
We could not find anybody. And finally I found a policeman.
Mm-hmm.
And we were watching before we asked him a question. But what he was doing that blew our mind, he just kept pulling cars over and giving them a ticket and yelling at them. And we're looking, what did they just do? But he's just pulling them over. And so I took a chance. I said, do you speak English? Because we couldn't get the phone number to call the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a SIM card or something.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So he was able to get us back. But we're looking at him, and we didn't want to ask. We know better. But he's giving all these people, he like counts cars for no reason. He pulls them over and gives them a ticket.
No reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Bà nói cái vụ mà hỏi qua bên đó có thấy con nít đi lượm ve chai không á, thì bà nói bà không có thấy là tại vì bà đi giống như đi xe du lịch rồi đi du lịch không, bà đâu có thấy mấy cảnh đó đâu. Nhưng mà bà nói bà thấy á, là giống như cái ông tài xế của bà đó là cứ bị nó kéo lại, giống như là no reason, không có một cái lý do gì, ổng không có sai gì luôn á. Mà mấy cái thằng công an giao thông á, quý vị, công an giao thông nha, nó kéo mấy người giống như nó chặn đường, nó kéo vô nó phạt. Hay là bà thấy những cái thằng công an giao thông khác, người ta đang lái bình thường không có sai gì hết, kéo vô phạt. Bà nói là tại sao người ta làm cái gì sai mà phạt, nhưng mà cũng bị phạt nữa. Giống như là cái đó là một cái chuyện rất là ridiculous. Yeah, yes. That's ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
And then plus that, like here, right, when we got pulled over, if we do something wrong, we got a ticket.
We get a ticket. We can ask, what did we do wrong?
Right, and then they write a report.
Yeah.
And then if you wrong or you right, you get the chance to go to the court,
Right.
or just pay your ticket or get a redo.
But they just kept pulling these cars over, and my husband and I are just looking like, why are they pulling them over? They're driving like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I think they had nothing better to do, and maybe they have to have a quota. I don't know.
A quota, and do you know how does the people get pulled over pay?
I know nothing.
Cash.
Oh,
You don't know that?
we don't know. You know,
Yeah.
we're very naive. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So now I'm telling you, you know, right? It's weird. It's like, so the officer, right?
Yes.
Here we just write ticket. They don't get any cash. But in Vietnam, well, they pull you over, say, okay, 200,000, or the money, or like, let's say dollar, right? Oh, here's $100. Don't write me a ticket.
Wow.
So they pocket it. So even though you don't do anything wrong, they can pull you over, and they can come up with any reason.
Yeah.
And then they get cash. That's why, like, let's say officer here, right? Probably the salary is 50,000 and that's it. But in Vietnam, communist country, is like officer, their salary like equivalent probably $400. But they have mentions. Not just one mentions, they have multiple mentions. They drive like a Mercedes, and they
Wow.
have probably like 2 maids in the house.
That's because they get this on the side.
Cash money.
Wow.
That's communist. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vậy chú có kể với bả là giống như ở bên đây cảnh sát 50.000 thì chỉ có 50.000 thôi. Còn bên kia cảnh sát Việt Nam á, công an Việt Nam á, nó làm nó chỉ có thí dụ cho là 400 đô một tháng đi. Nhưng mà nó có nhà lầu, nó có biệt thự quý vị, nó có biệt thự mà nó có nhiều biệt thự. Rồi xong nó đi xe hơi mà nó phải đi xe hơi Mercedes nó mới chịu. Cái bà nói trời ơi điên cuồng vậy. That's crazy. Like imagine like what would your life be if you live under the communist country?
It wouldn't be what we are now. It would, it would be very hard, especially when you come from here and you go down to here. It would be very, and I have a big mouth, so I don't know how I would.
I don't think you have a big. I think I have bigger mouth than you because it seems like you.
Oh, you!
You don't even this bigger.
I am contained while this is Kenny's business trip. I have to have a certain persona.
Sure.
I am contained.
Probably they don't even
But
know
when
who
I
you
get
are.
mad, I get mad.
Tại biết sao quý vị, bà nói là tại chồng của bà là làm khoa học gia mà làm cho trường đại học hay là làm cho chính phủ, nhiều khi là đưa ổng về những cái đất nước khác để mà tìm hiểu, để mà học hỏi. Ví dụ như là học về thí nghiệm về cái đất đó, thí nghiệm về nước đó vân vân. Thì bà nói là khi mà bà nói chuyện á, tại bà nói là tại vì trước đó bà cho hỏi bà là nếu bà sống ở dưới nước cộng sản thì bà nghĩ cuộc sống bà sao? Bà nói tao nghĩ tao sống được đâu, tại cái miệng tao bự, có nghĩa là you know, I try to explain the loud mouth.
Yeah.
Miệng tao bự, tao mà không thích cái gì là tao nói. Cái xong rồi cho nói tao thấy miệng mày đâu có dữ đâu, tao thấy miệng tao dữ hơn. Cái bà nói no, bà nói là tại chồng bà còn nhiều khi đi về Việt Nam, cho nên là bà cố gắng là bà kiềm chế lại. Bà cố gắng. I told them because like your husband may go to Vietnam and you try to like contain what you say.
Yeah.
Do you think he may go Vietnam again? Possible, right?
I don't know, because here's the problem. We're getting older. We're getting joint problems.
Sure.
And sitting in an airplane 30 hours is kind of tough.
Pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And other places.
Yeah. And unless if you in the communist country you're so wealthy and then you go by first class.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
We'll charge it to you.
No, I'm saying like if you in the communist country,
I
but
understand
hey, I'm sorry, not in the communist country, we're not rich like
No,
that.
but if you want us to go, we could go on your tab.
No, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go.
It's like my daughter who's Thai. She wanted us to go over and see her country and meet her Thai family.
Yeah.
She sent us over.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for it.
Thai is okay, but Vietnam, I don't want people to go Vietnam. You know why?
You really don't, because you don't want to spend the money to support them.
Yes, yeah. Tại bà nói mày có muốn tao đi về nước Việt Nam không? Mày muốn tao về Việt Nam mày phụ tao đi. Cái xong rồi Rachel nói là không, tao không muốn bà về Việt Nam. Cái bà hỏi là tại sao, cái tự bà hỏi xong bà suy nghĩ là bà nói mày không có muốn tao xài tiền đô để mà nuôi cái bộ máy chính phủ. That's exactly right. Because Vietnam, they use dollar for trading. Without dollar,
right? The American dollar is so valuable over there.
So valuable. So yeah. they need tourists.
A lot of Chinese there. We saw the tour buses.
You know why?
They're right next door.
And then they both communists. Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting. But I just want to say to everybody, stay strong. We're praying for you. You can get through this, and someday you'll be like us, free. Just keep thinking free. Nobody can control your mind. It's all, you stay, you keep your thoughts good, stay happy, because you're better off than somebody else. There's always somebody worse. Yeah. So when I was very sick, everybody said, why aren't I crying? And it was because there's always somebody worse. And I've seen a lot of people more ill than I was. So it's a mindset. Just keep your mind strong. Don't they can't take your mind. They can physically beat you. They can, but your mind, just think clearly, think good thoughts. Eventually you will be out of this.
How?
I don't know. The how will come. The how will come.
Yeah.
See,
like for me, I told them, live happy life, be happy every day, and do what you must do. But you have to fight. Keep your fighting spirit.
Yes.
You have to keep your fighting spirit, because if you're under the dictatorship and you want to break free, you can't just you can't just whine about it.
It's the
You
way it
can't
is.
complain about it.
Because it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But you can think, you can dream.
You can dream.
You can pray.
Mơ ước, cầu nguyện. Yes.
Yes, you can do these YouTube-y things.
No, they can't.
Aren't they seeing your YouTube?
Oh, they watch.
Yeah.
The audience.
Oh, okay.
They cannot do like me like this.
It's like
They be silent.
Right. It's like reading a book, even though you may not go somewhere and travel there through the book,
Coi sách,
which would be YouTube.
coi sách, coi
Yeah.
YouTube, coi học
You
hỏi.
can see how things are, and you can dream of how it can be for you. But you gotta fight. You gotta
Phải chiến đấu.
be strong.
Phải vững mạnh.
Yeah, and pray.
Yeah. So like, are you a fighter? So let's say you are one of them in the communist country.
I'd be scared shitless.
Oh yeah, you be scared. Oh. So can you tell I'm a fighter?
I know.
I will be either jail me or I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
Or I would try.
Well, you heard what I said to the president of the United States. I'm not real quiet. I'd probably be in one of those camps in those little cages or something. I don't know what would happen. Oh, my husband would be, let's just shut up.
Oh, so your husband, he's more cautious than you are.
No, but he's different than I am. So, for instance, when he went to Vietnam, he would go to places, find a way to go to places that he shouldn't be.
Oh, he's sneaky.
And I would go, don't go there. They're gonna kill you. I wouldn't go. No, but I mean, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't take the chance. I'd be too scared.
So
if I had
he's
a
more
friend,
courageous.
yes, if I had a friend who, we were both Vietnamese or both living there, I might talk one-on-one and tell my friend, but I wouldn't go past this one friend that I was. I'd be terrified somebody hear me, or like he stays in these military hotels. They've got cameras and everything, Not me. I'm not saying there.
Yeah. Giống như bà nói là lúc mà chồng bà đi về Việt Nam á, đi thám hiểm, giống như đi tại khoa học gia họ phải study mấy cái đất đồ á, cái xong rồi là giống như á, là cộng sản Việt Nam nó cũng sợ lắm, nó đưa người đi theo ổng để coi cái ổng đi đâu, ổng làm gì. Xong mà bà nói là có những cái chỗ á, là ổng không được đi mà ổng cũng tìm cách để ổng né đường này né đường kia để ổng đi, để ổng tìm hiểu, tại để ổng về viết bài, quý vị biết không. Cho nên bà nói đứa đi, mất công nó sợ lắm này kia nọ, nhưng mà rồi cuối cùng cũng đi. Nhưng mà anyway, thank you so much, Pam.
You're welcome. Good luck to all of you. We're praying for you.
Okay. Thank you, that's so nice of you. Okay, let's read a few last comment and we're good. Nói giỏi lắm, xin hoan nghênh. Hai cái gì bà và Rachel nói giỏi lắm. Okay.
What does that mean? You get paid for your skill, your job?
Where?
Under,
You get paid for your skill? I don't know.
You don't know either.
Tây Đồ nói gì vậy? Tây Đồ nói you get paid. Probably he continued his conversation on the top. I don't know what he's saying. The better you are, the more you get paid. No discrimination, no party political needed. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he said like in US, like if you good, you get paid. Or the better you are, you get paid. Like he trying to explain to the people in Vietnam. Yeah, because over there, let's say you so good, but you are not Communist Party. You don't get to certain place. Some other people, they may dumber than you, they stupider than you, whatever. Yeah. But then because their dad is Communist Party, then she becomes your supervisor.
Well, like my friend in Yugoslavia, she has a college education. It's a communist country where she is, right? And she said, I'll just make up a number. Everybody makes $40,000, which they don't, but everybody makes $40,000. She works hard. She does her research, and these others, and they get paid the same amount.
Yeah.
So they must know somebody.
There you go. Yes. Oh, well, Bill Vine, and he say, the Vietnamese communist, they so super stupid. They would not know your husband and would not know what your husband doing to follow him.
I like him.
Rachel dịch cái Bill Vai nói, bạn nói tôi thích ông này. Oh, that's funny.
See, they can't take your sense of humor away either.
Yeah. These are people like my audience here. They very smart. Like they know a lot about history.
Yeah.
They know what is propaganda of the communists.
When they come here, when foreigners come here, they know more history about our country, about the world, and they look at us like, I thought you said you have good schools here.
Because you don't travel much or you don't learn much of your history.
Well, we're not taught it. I mean, when I went to school, we were, but now the education is so bad.
I don't know. I think my daughter in school system very good.
Where
Like,
are you? Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta, but I'm in Alpharetta.
Okay.
So I'm like about 40 minutes from Atlanta. So my kid now, she's 3rd grade. She know how to do PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And then my 5th.
Can she dissect a sentence?
What do you mean?
See?
See, I don't
knew
know,
how.
but she know. Well, I don't.
Okay, dissect a sentence. So you have a sentence,
Uh-huh.
and in it you have a noun or pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
You have a verb and adjective.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
They are good. So me, like sometimes I say a sentence like, Mommy, that's not correct grammar.
Okay, because our kids today can't. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. My Girl Scout troop, there's 14 girls there now,
Mm-hmm.
and I ain't got none. I ain't got no. We ain't going. Because that's the education. That's what they're taught. That's the way they're speaking in the school.
Yeah. Where do you live?
Urbana,
Where's that?
Illinois, where the University of Illinois is.
Okay. But like the area you live is where.
The area is fine.
Is
It's the school that's bad.
okay, but in your area, is it like middle class?
Yeah.
Or like a lower class?
No.
Like, okay. So, middle. So it's a
We've got
school.
doctors and professors, and
So the
they
school,
work
yeah.
in hospital. Yeah,
Yeah, so the younger.
it's not our
generation.
fault. It's the school.
At school, yeah. I say, Madam, I thank for your support to our Viet American community. Very nice. Ho chó hả? You know what his name means? Ho
What?
chó. Ho, that means Ho Chi Minh.
Oh,
Chó means dog. A dog Ho Chi Minh because they hate Ho Chi Minh.
that's funny.
Because Ho Chi Minh brought the communists into the country.
I would change my name.
he took his name like, yeah. Well, it's not his real name, but he just want to name that.
Oh, okay.
It's like
A nickname or a funny, yeah.
Or like if you don't like Biden, for example, you be like F Biden. You take your nickname is F Biden. So everybody read that name and be like, yeah. You see what I mean?
Do you know with Biden, my husband and I promised each other if we would ever come down with that amount of mental illness,
Mhm.
we would not do to each other what his wife Jill is
Mhm.
doing to him. I would never let Kenny be out in public.
Because kiss.
No, I
So
mean,
what you mean?
he's like Alzheimer's right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, people just laugh at him and make fun of him, and he's making an idiot out of himself. You know, I just wouldn't let my husband do that.
Yeah.
I protect him, or he
Me
protect
too.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Để chị dịch cho quý vị. Bạn nói về cái ông tổng thống đương thời là ông 46 ông Biden á, là ông nói á là nếu mà tôi á, là vợ của ổng, tôi sẽ không có để cho ổng làm giống như vậy đâu. Thì bây giờ hỏi là ý của bà là sao? Bà nói á, là ổng bây giờ là ổng đang bị mất trí nhớ, ổng đang bị lãng quên mà cái tay ổng run run, rồi người ta nhìn như ổng, người ta cười vô mặt ổng. Tôi mà vợ ổng, tôi sẽ không để cho ổng đi ra đường để mà làm tổng thống như vậy. Yeah, mặt rất là buồn. Bởi vì á, nếu mà tôi là vợ ổng, tôi sẽ để cho ông ở nhà, không có cho ông làm tổng thống để khỏi bị nhục giống vậy. Tự do ngôn luận á quý vị. Thank you for saying all that because like you don't have to say much about democracy, but like the way we talk about Trump, the way we talk about Biden, it's very freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
And it proven it, you know, because it's a live example that we able to talk about any topic that we want. And over there, oh my God. This one girl, she's like me. She's like a streamer, but she's more like game streamer.
Okay.
Right? And then on one day, one of the good days, she be like, Oh yeah, maybe the prime minister he watched 16 years old and no 18 years old plus video. That's why he got bald head because he got bald head, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't say which name, which prime minister or what is 18 plus video, right?
Right.
She got fined.
Wow.
She got fined $7.5 million in Vietnam, which equivalent to probably about $300 here, just because she made that statement. Isn't
Yeah,
that
well, yeah,
stupid?
I mean, you know, like our comedians,
Uh-huh.
they make jokes about the president.
They make jokes about the president,
Everybody, yeah, there you couldn't do it. And they're funny, and the president's, like once a year there's something, I don't know what it's called, it's on television, and everybody makes fun of the president.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a show.
Yeah,
And
it's just a show.
yeah, you couldn't do that there.
And they president, but they public figure, right? They
Yeah,
public figure,
but-
so they have to take it, good or bad.
That's right.
Yeah. So in Vietnam, like I'm like, oh, they God, why the hell you cannot talk about them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, in Vietnam, that's
that's
crazy.
funny.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people they feel like they suppress. So do you think like people suppress so much, like everything when you suppress so much, the pressure there eventually one day
They'll explode.
yeah, one day will be evolution.
Well, either that or they go bang. I mean, they can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Biden is not the mentality. Okay, I'm not gonna go there that much.
What?
It's not mentality. Probably like mentally capable. Probably.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Never, yeah.
I like that one.
See, actually, like
What's ha ha ha? She is funny about Joe.
they understand here. Yay. Oh, one of the question I don't know if you know this answer or you want to answer. It's just like Vietnam doesn't have human rights. Why the UN, United Nations, let the Vietnam join to be like the committee, like in the committee. Do you?
They're idiots.
Tại cái đám này là cái đám ngu. Bà nói tại cái đám ngu. Oh, that's cute.
They used to be really good, you know, very very good at what they do, and now it's just like, I don't know what happened to their brains. It's like it fell in the gutter of New York.
Bà nói cái đám người ở UN nó là ở Liên Hợp Quốc á, hồi đó là tốt lắm, nhưng mà bây giờ ta không biết cái chuyện gì xảy ra với cái bộ não của tụi nó chắc bộ não tụi nó chắc bị rớt xuống cái toilet rồi. A gut là gut mean like a trash soup, how you say, like in New York gut.
No, garbage.
Garbage,
Down
yeah.
the sewer.
Giống như là rớt xuống cái đường ống cống ở New York. Bà ghét mấy người UN. Okay.
It's just, I mean, I don't know what's happened with them. They really just don't do anything for anybody. And the only thing they do things for, again, are almost the communists. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're almost useless anymore.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons Trump was forced out about that. Yeah. That's why I like Trump. I support Trump.
I would too. I like I said, I like what he does.
Mhm.
I don't like the way he goes about doing it.
Yeah. Well, he used to be very bad at that. He used to be like very loudmouth, but now after 2 years and after 3 years, I see he's so much better.
I give him poquito.
Well, but at least it improved,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I grew up in New York City with the guy.
Yeah.
I was to his house. Well, not in his house, in the tower. Yeah.
Anh chân không có chân. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay. Tell nó bảo, okay, well, ask me to tell you something. Nói với bả của Vân Thắng Phạm, nói với bà ấy lần sau có qua Việt Nam, đi qua những tỉnh xa thành phố và các chợ thì sẽ gặp những đứa trẻ, các người già, các phụ nữ nhặt ve chai bằng cái. Oh, he say that let you know next time if you go Vietnam, if you go any place that a little further out in the city, you will see many of young children, many older people like senior citizens, any women out on the street to pick up trash or like pick up the recycle.
The only thing we saw that was, it was funny. We know they were poor. That wasn't the funny part. My husband and I are walking. This guy takes off his shoe, Kenny's shoe. And he says, I will fix. And Kenny goes, no, you're not going to fix my shoe. There's nothing wrong with it. Look, the sole separated from the toe. And Kenny knows that. They were old shoes. He wore them on purpose.
Mm-mm.
The guy wouldn't give them back. He said, I'm fixing your shoe. And he sat there in the street fixing Kenny's shoe. And then he said something like $10. And Kenny says, I'm not paying you $10. I'll give you $5 because all he did was take 2 seconds and,
Mm-mm.
you know, Kenny kept saying, no, no, no. But that was the only time we saw something that was maybe.
Like a trick.
Not a trick, but maybe he didn't have money and he was trying to make money.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only time we saw somebody kind of poor. But we were, I don't know where we were exactly, but it was where the water puppets are. It was a big park where the adults were, I think it was a competition where they were doing social dancing or like foxtrots.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, but that's a cute thing for the
That was
city.
cute, but the guy with the shoe,
Yeah,
that was
that's a rip off.
yeah, that was funny.
Quý vị biết á, cái đểu của cái nhà cộng sản Việt Nam á là cái nơi khách du lịch, thí dụ khách du lịch mời Mỹ đến đi thì họ có những cái tour giống như cái chuyến đi á, hay là những cái người tài xế đi, ví dụ vậy, thí dụ như chồng ổng về, bả đi chung với ổng, thì cái cộng sản này á họ chỉ giống như là để ổng đi những cái nơi nào mà họ muốn ổng đi, không có giống như sợ ổng là đi ra những cái nơi thành phố xa sẽ thấy những cái cảnh giống như vậy nè. I just explained it to them like, you know, the government in Vietnam, they very cheated, like they only let like the tourist people come to the tourist area.
Yeah.
So you don't see the other side of the communist, what really is.
Right.
That's why they say, you know, if you get a chance to just go a little further out the skirt of the city, you will see a bunch of this. Yeah. Bà kể lúc mà bởi Việt Nam á, cái xong bà nó có cái cảnh là lúc hai chồng bà đang đi á, cái có một cái ông lợi, ông nói cái giày ông dơ, cái giày ông xấu để tôi sửa lại cho ông. Cái ông chồng của bà nói không tôi không muốn. Cái sao ông đó cứ nhào vô, ông chà cái đôi giày, xong ông kêu trả ông 10 đô. Ông chồng nói không trả mày 10 đô. Cái xong nói vậy thôi, không trả 10 đô thì trả 5 đô, tại tôi lao giày cho ổng. Cái ổng nói là tôi đâu có kêu ông lao đâu, nhưng mà cuối cùng là chồng bả cũng cho ông này 5 đô. Nhưng mà cái trải nghiệm, cái kinh nghiệm đó thì thấy ghê. Yeah.
One thing I'm noticing is we both are using our hands a lot.
That's good. It's okay. We women, we tend to talk with hands.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay. Alright, thank you so much. And chào quý vị nha. Hẹn gặp lại sau. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, I didn't know we go this long. I thought that we go like about 30 minutes.